like the one I want, then everything changes to the thickness I want it to be in. So now this is how I love my wall thickness, to differentiate itself from the other things we are going to be putting in the plan. So if you don't want to work with the thickness like this, you can just always right click and remove the true line width, so that you go back to what you're working with and get your precise measurement from. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Alright, moving forward, we're going to be doing the door. We're going to be dropping door here, and while dropping the door, we're going to also work with the 3D, because in ArchiCAD we don't just drop lines, we drop elements. Because as you can see, the 3D, it came out exactly how we wanted, and that's my wall settings here. So I'm going to go and start dropping the door. So here's the door. We double left click, or we hold Control and press T to bring out the door settings. So I'm going with the basic door, which is this door here. That's the one I like working with. I don't like these ones with all these things on top and so on and so forth. No, these ones are for stores. So selecting doors, I select this one here. Don't mind the panel looks plain now, but when you select this one, you go to hinge door settings. So when you go to the settings, you can now select how you want the door to look like. So when you place in the door, we select the particular handle you want. I love this basic handle here. So about the detail level here, I'm going to set the 3D detail to be full, so we could see well, and the 2D detail to be scale sensitive, just scale sensitive, depending on how I want it to be. So I'm going to move to the next. The next, now this door frame, I think 40 looks small. I can make it 100, but let me just leave it in default. Or should I set it in 0? Okay, I think this one is going to be for the outer doors, but I'm leaving that one. So next, no, we've already selected this one there. So next, we've already selected handle. This one. So normally when you place your doors, there is this line that shows here. I don't like opening lines, so it makes my 3D look somehow. So I override and remove opening line. So next, the door, how I want the door to look like. On the ground floor, I'm sorry, in the 3D, I want the edges to be black, and this one black also. So the materials, I want them to share the same material all through, and throughout I want them to be wood, mahogany, horizontal. So okay, so handle is stainless steel, so we're going to leave it there. And next we'll see whether you want it to be at the end of where you open it, or middle, center, that kind of stuff. But me, I like it to be in the middle. So when going left, you're going to see what we're explaining. So when you place your door, it stays at the edge of it, flushes with the wall. But I don't like that. I want it to be in the middle. Then I'll now adjust. Let's make this 100 and see the position here. So the door when placed is going to be in the middle, and that's how I want it. So this particular settings now is done, and I'm going to drop the door first. I'll drop one door first. So now let's drop door to this room here and here. So I'll right click and remove the true line width so I can see the door. Now look at it. Because of the thickness of the wall, it's somehow hanging. So let's check the 3D and see how the door looks like. That's this particular one. So look at how it's looking like. Because of the thickness of the wall is 150, not thicker for it to swallow the wall. So this is why I said we'll work with 3D. So I'm going to hold on my settings and highlight the door with shift and go to settings and set this. Let's set it to flush with the wall first and see. So let's go to the other side and see whether it came out. Okay, flushing with the wall worked best. So that's what we're going to use. Now I wanted the whole door to be this mahogany wood stuff. But then the casing, this other one outside here that is 40 thickness. I think we need to look for the casing settings. Outside and inside casing. The material should be, yeah. So here I'm going to change it to wood mahogany horizontal. Alright, so 3D now is ready, and of course I want it to be on the fly. I don't want anything to tackle me while working on the door, so I'm going to set this to 0 so the door will drop down here. Nice, exactly. Now this is a good door. Good door. So I'm going to the floor plan now. Now on the floor plan, I'm going to do something that I don't want to go back in doing, and that's the door schedule. So I'm going to hold on the shift, select this door, Control T, and I'm going to go to the settings here, dimension marker. I'm going to go to the dimension marker. There is no marker. Look at it. Hold on. There is no marker here, so I'm going to select D24, D marker 24. That's door marker 24. So when I select door marker 24, I'm going to make sure I'm going to remove this extension. Wait, oh, I just selected door marker 24. So when you press OK, you see one irritating default settings that is competing with the room setting. So I don't really like this settings. I'm going to go back to the settings, and first things first, this D001 is too long to be displayed on the floor. So I'm going to make sure when I go to properties, this D001, I'll just make it D1. So now that is D1, I'll press OK. So let's look at how it is. D1. But some other things are still disturbing and interference. I'm going to go back to the settings. When I go back to the settings, sorry, no, marker style. Okay, let's start from marker style. So now this marker style is this. I want it to be 1, so it's going to be half of this now. Then when it's 1, I want this not to be too dark, so it does not compete with pen color of this. So I want it to be a little bit light. Then when I go to the marker symbol and text, this extension line is this line. I want to remove it. This marker position, this is the marker. The position is far away from the door by 20. I want it to be at the door by +2. So we're going to leave it at there. So now let's see what we've set. We remove this line and put OK. Nice. So now this thing is too wide. I don't like how wide it is, and I don't like this 900 that is here. So I'm going to go back to the settings and reduce this circle. To reduce this circle now, that circle I think it should be this. Wait, let me see. Let's make it the position. Let's make it 4 and see. Okay, that's nothing. That's dimension position. These are the dimensions, and we don't really need that dimension. Yeah. So now this circle. Okay, yes, I know where it is. So we go to the dimension marker. The circle is as fat as 10. Meanwhile, the letters is 1. So let's just make this 3. Then uniform pen color, let's make it this pen color that we chose here. So now it's going to reduce. So now this is perfect, but I don't like these dimensions here. So I'm going to remove that, and to remove those dimensions we have to go to the marker, no sorry, the marker symbol and text. Then we move to the right, show ID. This is the ID, yes please. Move to the right, show dimensions. I don't need the dimensions. So now we are good to go. I've removed this dimension, but then the text, sorry, now here the marker text and style, I want to change the font to Stylus BT. I don't know why I love that font so much. Stylus BT, and then make this bold and close this a little, and then we have our door. That's door shadow 1, and to confirm so we don't keep doing nonsense while later coming back to our door. So we're going to go to schedule, go to element, go to window shadow, sorry, door shadow, not window, don't mind me. Door shadow, we've not dropped any windows, so it's empty. So we dropped only one door, and that's this. And when we go to the settings, that's the scheme settings, because I don't like the scheme settings here. There are a lot of things there, so I'm going to reduce it to what we actually need. Element ID D1, yes, we want to see D1. ID by classification dot D1, no, we don't want that, so we hold Control and select that. Library partner, we don't want that, we hold Control and select that. Quantity, yeah, we need to know the quantity. The from zone, we don't want that. To zone, we don't want that. What's that? Width and height, size, yes, we need that. Orientation, how is opening, left or right, we don't need that. Then the normal seal height, we don't need that. Horizontal, we don't need that. 2D plan view and 3D plan view, yes, we need that. So fire resistance, we don't need this, we don't need this, we don't need sound testing, we don't need fire this, we don't need that, we don't need security rating. So I'm going to go ahead and press my delete. When I press my delete and I press OK, you see that I reduced to exactly what we need. So now I need the dimension to also show here and here. So I'll just left click on here and add dimension. Left click here and add dimension. Now the whole font thing is pissing me off, and I love my font. So I'm going to select my stylus B3, yeah, changing the whole font, and of course I want it to be black. Ta-da! So these ones, they just allow them with their color, so it's all good. And that's, we have D1. So now moving over to the plan, ground floor plan. Don't forget to save your work, Control S, and if you're new, please like and subscribe. Share the video to those interested, those you know that could help you also work. And I'm Igwe Okezika Chigozirim. I'm a digital 3D architectural visualizer, and I'm working with ArchiCAD, and I also use Lumion to do my renderings. Your encouragements will keep me doing these tutorials and tricks more and more. So now we've dropped it. To drop another door, you don't just go because you're in the door 2 and drop door. You're going to drop nonsense. So I need to drop this D1. I have to hold my alternate, left click on it and drop it here. I can't still go again and just drop door again. No, I have to left click on it and drop it again. I have to alternate left click on it, I mean to say. That's how you need to keep copying parameters and dropping each and every one of the doors there. You know, where else should doors stay? Copy parameters. That's D1. D1 is 900 by 2100. So drop this one here. But then, no, sorry, drop it here. Then move the display. bring it up by 100. So now this one is going to be the same size with toilet door. So I'm going to Control T, change it to 750. So I'm going to change it, instead of 900, I'll change it to 750. So when I change it to 750, I'll make sure I classify it to D2. So now that is D2, I'll say okay. So there is D2 there, and we'll alternate copy parameters and place here with copy and place. That should be D2 exactly. Copy and place. You don't just place anyhow. If not, you place nonsense. Copy and place. So now where else are we dropping though? Yes, 900 kitchen. This is D2, so copy. Alternate left click is to copy, then paste. This movement is actually nice. You know why the movement is nice? So that you can furnish your kitchen in an L shape. So that's why I didn't put this door here, because I've obstructed a lot. So now where else are we putting door? So we're going to be putting this door now double door. So because we're in door, we'll Control T, go to door settings. Now listen carefully. You're going to go to hinge door settings. Go to hinge door settings, you open this stuff. So now I need double door asymmetric. I'll hold down my Control Alternate and left click on this, so that it copies the previous parameters of that while selecting this, instead of starting the settings all over again. So now when I'm done, I'll just move to the right. No, I'll first drop it. Before I drop it, I'll make sure I set it to the classification to D3, because it's a different door now. D3. So now it's D3. It can't be 900. It has to be 1200. Alright, okay. Now D3 1200 asymmetric door. Let's see how it's going to be in the entrance. So nice. That's our D3. So now I'm going to Control T. This is how I like doing it, so that one door is going to be bigger than the other, why they share the same 1200. So I'm going to go to the hinge door settings and move to where I'm going to get the leaf settings. No, wait. Leaf settings. Door leaf type. No, not this. Natural ventilation. Shape. So I'm going to shape, and uniform leaves. No, I don't want it to be uniform. I want it to be asymmetric. And why asymmetric? I want one to be 1000. 1000? No, one should be 900. So if one is 900, now this is it. You press OK. Now this is our D3. Is that clear? So now Control S, save your work, and then you go